I think one of the biggest red flags that a lot of women tend to pretend they don't see is when a man wants to have sex before marriage. And that is something that I really overlooked. It's like, I just thought it's normal until I started reading the Bible and I realized that God has a higher standard. Like, we have very foolish standards as women. He's supposed to be tall, he's supposed to have money, he's supposed to be a brunette, he's supposed to be having dark hair and dark, tall, and handsome. But then we forget the important things, the values. And then when I open the Bible and God is showing me all these characteristics of a man with value, and I'm like, what kind of standards have I been holding? It's like I didn't have standards. I was just delulu. I was a foolish person. And that's why the book of Proverbs begin by saying the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The moment you start fearing God as a woman and even as a man, you just start seeing things different. The values that you want in people and the values that you yourself are having in your life just start switching. You wanted someone who is tall, dark, and handsome and is rich and my type, 6 figures, my type. Now it's more about character. Because the Bible is very clear, charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. And then as I continued reading the Bible, God is now telling me, I want you to read stories about every man in the Bible and see which kind of a man do you see is actually following my ways. And that is the kind of man that you should be wanting right now. And I'm like looking at Joseph and I'm like, that's the kind of a man I want. Because when you compare Joseph to Nabal, Rebecca's husband, you just like, Nabal was a rich man who is very cruel. And you know what? The world right now is filled with Nabals and very few Abrahams and very few Josephs and very few Davids and very few Noahs. The world is filled with Ahabs and Nabals, men who are just setting standards for women, but them themselves, they are walking into sexual immorality. They are coming up with these notions that only supports their bad behaviors. And the same is also happening on the women's side. The world is filled with Jezebels. There are very few Esthers. There are very few Hannahs, women who kneel and cry to the Lord in secret. And they tell God, it's very difficult. And I'm not saying this journey with Jesus, it's perfection. But the Word of God says that the Word of God itself is perfect. It's a double-edged sword. So the more you sit in it, it's just going to change your mind. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It's the beginning of wisdom, which means your wisdom is going to be like this, going up, up, up every single day. If you choose Jesus today, by December, you'll be someone different to some degree. By third year, you'll be someone different. Because I cannot compare myself to the 2021 me. And that is when I gave my life to Jesus. By 2022, I had gained some knowledge on how to deal with people, discernment, the wisdom of the Lord was growing, but it's still growing. Yeah, that's my point. I don't even remember.